Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk about why you're still not improving in Season 10. With all the tips and tricks videos I've made and all the different methods I've covered to help you improve, I know there are still a ton of you guys who just aren't getting better. No matter what skill level you're currently at, you're hitting a plateau where you just don't see any sort of improvement in your gameplay. You're not necessarily getting worse, but other players are getting better faster than you are, and thus, you're struggling more and more each season. If this sounds like something you can relate to, then don't worry because we've all been there or we're all currently there right now. I'm gonna be real here, Season 10 is one of the worst seasons for competitive play and rewarding good players. The Brute single-handedly decreases the skill gap by a large margin, which may make you feel like you're not as good as you actually are. Luckily for you guys, Papagerian's here to help you understand why you're not improving and give you some real tips to get good fast. So let's jump into it, starting with the first thing that's holding you back this season: your attitude and your outlook towards Fortnite. I think we can all agree Fortnite is in a pretty bad spot right now. Brutes are still insanely overpowered, your ping alone can win and lose you fights, Epic has basically told the competitive scene to screw off, and bugs that have been in the game since Season 3 somehow still exist. Those are just a few of the many giant annoyances and problems we all deal with in Fortnite right now. Many people, like myself, get pissed off when they die from one of these stupid things and end up getting tilted. That single death from little Timmy L-dancing in his Brute ends up completely ruining the rest of your session. The next game you die in a similar fashion and get even angrier. Then the game after that, the same thing happens and the cycle continues until you finally rage quit offline. In terms of improving and actually getting better at Fortnite, this is just about the worst thing you can do. You basically wasted whatever amount of time you just played for and did not improve one bit. Every single game after the one game that triggered you, you played worse, which only caused you to play even worse after that. Honestly, you may have gotten worse overall at Fortnite because of how the last time you played negatively affected your mental. Anytime you get on after that, you'll think about how bad you played before and how pissed off Fortnite made you. This will only make the cycle start earlier and you'll find yourself never being able to escape it. What we need to do is snap ourselves out of this bad mindset that's been preventing us from improving. And there are a couple of ways to do it. The first way is to start focusing on things that are in your control, like your improvement, rather than things that are out of your control, like bugs and RNG. If you're solely focused on seeing improvement in your aim or your building, then all the stupid crap in Fortnite should not bother you. I get that dying to a mech is annoying, but instead of harping on the fact that you died to one, think about how you played the game before you died. With an improvement focused mindset, you should only be getting angry with yourself because of a mistake you made and not the game. At least in my case, whenever I know I could have played out a fight better, it motivates me and makes me want to keep playing and get better. It's the opposite effect of what getting mad at Fortnite and Epic Games usually does to you. The second thing you can do if you're really fed up with arena or normal matches is try out a Zone Wars map or Enigma's mini battle royale map. There won't be any mechs or loot RNG or random Timmys holding you in Storm. You can finally play stress-free while having fun and improving. I made an entire video that covered both Enigma's and my friend Zero's Zone Wars map, and the Discord I started has been blowing up, so I know there are a ton of people who are playing them instead of the core game modes. The third way to change your attitude is simply to take a break. Every once in a while, we all need to reset and take a break in order to truly be in the right state of mind. It could be for a day or two, or maybe even a week. Take however long you need to get motivated again and to want to play Fortnite. Whenever I went on vacation or had finals week in college and I could not play, I would always be so pumped to come back and grind. The main point of this is that your mindset right now is holding you back. You're too busy getting tilted by brutes to realize that's the reason you're not improving. So either change your attitude, try out some new creative game types, or take a break, and trust me, you'll come back better and more motivated than ever. The next reason you're not getting better is you're very likely changing your settings and peripherals way too often. This is something I used to do a lot, and I now know it was messing up my muscle memory and not helping me improve. There were some days where I'd literally switch between the G Pro Wireless and Glorious Model O 10 to 15 times. I'm not even kidding, I would get all worked up when I'd miss a shot or an edit, and I thought changing between mice would instantly make me better. On top of that, I would fiddle around with my sensitivity, trying to see if I was better on high sense or low sense or medium sense. What I realized, and what a lot of you guys need to realize who do this as well, is you'll improve much faster by sticking to one solid set of settings. This applies to your sensitivity, your keybinds, your mouse, your keyboard switches, your controller, really everything. When you keep repeatedly changing all of your settings, you're not giving your brain the time to build muscle memory with them. Something as small as changing your sensitivity by 0.01 can and will reset all the muscle memory you had built up with your past sense. Your new sense might feel a lot better, and you might think you're gonna improve a lot more with it in the future, but if you go and change it the next week, like many of you will do, guess what? You essentially made zero progress. My advice is to find a good sensitivity, obviously using my guide and the PSA method, as well as some optimal keybinds you're comfortable with, and don't change them for at least a month. All the top pro players in the world have been playing on the same sensitivity for months or even years now. The funny and ironic thing is that they're the ones playing for like 10 hours a day, so they'd actually get used to new settings pretty quickly. Still, most of them choose to stick with what they're used to. The one pro that I know who changes his sensitivity a lot is Liquid Chap, who is probably the worst offender of this. Chap changes his sensitivity like every other week, and even he admits it's a problem. To sum it up, stop changing your settings around. Stick to something that works for you and you'll improve a lot more than constantly trying out new ones. The third reason you can't seem to get better is you're not challenging yourself. If you get on and only play Team Rumble, you should not expect to improve at the same rate as someone playing Arena or Scrims. The competition in Arena and Scrims is much higher and better than Team Rumble or public matches. The best way to improve, no matter what game or activity you're playing, is to always play against people above or at your skill level. I know it's a lot more fun to pub stomp and destroy bots like I do, but if you're looking to actually improve and get better, that's the last thing you should do. There's a reason pro players play scrims against each other all day rather than Arena. They know if they're constantly up against the best of the best, they can learn from their competition and improve. Every game is a learning opportunity where they can see and correct their mistakes. Against bad players, you can get away with making the wrong edits or misplacing some builds. Good players will take advantage of every mistake you make, and you'll quickly start to understand what you should have done better. The other way you should be challenging yourself is within your actual gameplay. Do not fall into the little Timmy trap and use brutes because they're overpowered. Using a brute will not make you better. It will actually make you worse, and it will make everyone hate you, including me. You should be taking risks and focusing on the aspects of your game you need to improve upon. Let's say you struggle winning build fights. Well, sitting in a 1x1 all game is not going to help. How are you going to learn and practice using retakes in game if you're camping in a brute? I'm telling you, you will not learn anything from playing safe. So stop being a little Timmy, man up, and get out there. Grind Arena, grind scrims, start making plays you normally wouldn't, and stop using brutes. The fourth and final reason you're still not improving is you're not transferring what you learned from videos and streams to in-game situations. I've talked about this before, mainly in the sense that you guys will get nervous and forget everything you learned. For a lot of you guys, it's not even that you get nervous, you might just completely blank out or be so focused on what you're doing in the moment that you just can't remember anything from the latest Papagerian video. There are two pretty simple ways to get yourself to remember whatever it is you're trying to use in game. Be warned, they are kind of weird and unorthodox, but they're actually the most effective methods I've used myself. The first is to put post-it notes on your desk and on your monitor. Say you're watching a stream and the streamer uses a cool box fighting trick. Write it down and put it on the side of your monitor. Anytime you're in game now, you'll notice the post-it note right away. And while it may be annoying, trust me when I say you'll have no problem remembering the trick and utilizing it in game. The other method is to record yourself saying the tip or trick or whatever it is you want to be made aware of, then put it on loop to play back every 30 seconds or so. As you play, you'll be forced to hear yourself say whatever you've had trouble remembering. This is actually pretty popular in League of Legends, and top coaches would always recommend beginners to do this. Again, this method might be annoying, but I guarantee you'll always remember to tunnel in late game scrims with brick or steel if you have that exact saying being fed to your headphones every single minute you play. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and to turn on post notifications. Thank you to everyone using code Jarian. Remember, all you need to do to get shouted out is to send me a pic on Twitter or Instagram of you using my code. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.